To make a slip knot, next you have to do foundation chain stitches. Make sure that you are doing multiples of 3 plus 4 more. Here I am going to put 24 foundation chain stitches plus 4 more, so total 28 foundation chain stitches. And make sure that you are putting foundation chain stitches very loose like this. Okay, so don't put foundation chains very tightly. Okay, like this. It should be loose like this. Here I finished putting 28 foundation chain stitches. Okay, next row we are going to put double crochet stitches. So skip the very first chain stitch and have to insert the hook into the second chain stitch and have to do double crochet stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into the second chain stitch and have to do double crochet stitch. Okay, so you have to continue doing double crochet stitches across the rest of the foundation chains you have. Hereafter you don't have to skip any chain stitches. You can insert the hook into the very next chain stitches and you can continue doing double crochet stitches across the end of the foundation chain stitches. Here I finished putting double crochet stitches. So we'll move on to the next row. For the next row, put one chain and flip your work. In this row, what you have to do is, you can see a gap here on top of the first double crochet stitch. Okay, here. So yarn over and insert the hook into this gap and do a double crochet stitch. Okay, and next what you have to do is yarn over and you can see a post here, a stitch over here. So you have to take yarn and insert the hook around this post and do a front post double crochet stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so after a front post double crochet stitch, and the next 2 stitches in the top of these 2 stitches you have to put normal double crochet stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into the top of the stitch and do a double crochet stitch. Okay, and in this next stitch, one more double crochet stitch, yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, top of the next stitch, and have to do a double crochet stitch. Okay, next what you have to do is yarn over and insert the hook around this post. We did 2 normal double crochet stitches in the last 2 stitches, and next what you have to do is you have to insert the hook into the around this next post and do a front post double crochet stitch. Okay, next normal double crochet stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, top of the next stitch, and do a double crochet stitch. Next the same, you have to do a double crochet stitch in the very next stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into the very next stitch and have to do a double crochet stitch. Okay, next you have to do front post double crochet stitch. So yarn over and insert the hook around this post and you have to do a front post double crochet stitch. So 2 normal double crochet stitch, then front post double crochet stitch, then 2 double crochet stitches, then front post double crochet stitch. This is the pattern. This is how you have to complete this row. So yarn over and insert the hook into at the top of the stitch, and have to do a double crochet stitch and one more double crochet stitch in the next stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into the very next stitch, and have to do a double crochet stitch. Next one should be front post. So yarn over, insert the hook around the post, and have to do a front post double crochet stitch. Next, double crochet stitches, normal double crochet stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook in the very next stitch, and have to do a normal double crochet stitch. Next one, the same, one more normal double crochet stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, and have to do a double crochet stitch. And next one should be front post double crochet stitch. So yarn over and insert the hook into this post, around this post, and you have to do a front post double crochet stitch. So you have to continue like this till the end. And here I'll show you, once I finish this row till here, I'll show you how to do with this stitch, with the last stitch. Okay, so let's finish this row. So here I have almost finished this row with waffle stitches. So here I'll tell you how to do with the last and the end stitch. So yarn over and insert the hook towards the stitch like this. Okay, and you have to do a double crochet stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so we finished this row with waffle stitches now. So let's move on to the next row. Now for the next row you have to put 1 chain and have to turn your work. So here what we are going to do is we are going to do complete opposite of the row which we have done in the previous row. So I'll show you. So see, this was our normal double crochet stitch in the previous row, right? 1 front post, 2 normal double crochet stitches. So this is how we done in the previous row. And next, for the next row, what we are going to do is the opposite way which we are done in the previous row. So I'll show you how to do. So always you have to start with a double crochet stitch in the same stitch. You can see a gap over here, so you have to insert the hook into this stitch and have to do a normal double crochet stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into this gap, and you have to do a double crochet stitch. Okay, next what you have to do is you have to do 1 more double crochet stitch in the top of this post, not the previous one. So yarn over and insert the hook into this gap on the top of this post. Okay, so yarn over, insert the hook into the top of this stitch, and you have to do a double crochet stitch. Okay, Next, what you have to do is yarn over and you have to do front post double crochet stitches. So insert the hook around this post and you have to do a front post double crochet stitch. Next, you have to do one more front post double crochet stitch in the next stitch. So yarn over and insert the hook around this post and you have to do front post double crochet stitch. Okay. Next, you have to do normal double crochet stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into the top of the stitch and you have to do a normal double crochet stitch. Okay. Next, you have to do 2 front post double crochet stitch around this post and around this post. So yarn over, insert the hook around this post and you have to do front post double crochet stitch, and to the next post one more double crochet stitch. So insert the hook around this post and you have to do front post double crochet stitch. Okay. So 1 normal double crochet stitch, 2 front post double crochet stitches. With this you have to finish this entire row, and I'll show you how to do with this last stitch. Here I finished one more row of waffle stitch. So I told you I'll show you how to end up this row. So you can see a gap over here. So what you have to do is yarn over and insert the hook into that gap and you have to do a normal double crochet stitch. Okay, so we've finished this second row and now we will move on to the next row. So put 1 chain and you have to turn your work. So start up with the normal double crochet stitch into the first gap. So yarn over, insert the hook into the first gap and do a normal double crochet stitch. Okay, and the last row what we did is 1 normal double crochet stitch and 2 front post double crochet stitches. So here what we are going to do is the opposite of the previous row. So next what you have to do is you have to put front post double crochet stitch. Okay, so yarn over and insert the hook around this post and you have to do a front post double crochet stitch. Okay, next you have to put normal double crochet stitch into the top of this stitch. So insert the hook into the very next stitch and do a normal double crochet stitch. Next, another normal double crochet stitch, insert the hook into the very next stitch and you have to do 1 more normal double crochet stitch. Now around this post, so yarn over, insert the hook around this post and you have to do front post double crochet stitch. Next 2 double crochet stitches, then front post double crochet stitch, 2 double crochet stitches, 1 front post double crochet stitches. With these steps you have to complete this row. So yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch and you have to do a normal double crochet stitch. Next 1 more double crochet stitch into the next stitch. Next one should be a front post double crochet stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook around this post and you have to do a front post double crochet stitch. Next one should be normal double crochet stitch. So insert the hook in the very next stitch and you have to do a normal double crochet stitch. Again normal double crochet stitch. Next one, front post double crochet stitch. So this way you have to complete this row and I'll show you how to do with this end. We are going to finish this row. Before that we have to do something with this end stitch, right? So I'll show you how to do. Yarn over and insert the hook around this post and have to do front post double crochet stitch. Okay, we'll move on to the next row. Put one chain, flip your work and do a double crochet stitch into this first gap. So yarn over, insert the hook into the very first stitch and you have to do a normal double crochet stitch. Okay, next what you have to do is take yarn and insert the hook into the very next stitch and have to do one more normal double crochet stitch. Now we are going to do 2 front post double crochet stitch and 1 normal double crochet stitch in this row. So we are going to finish this row. Before that you have to put a stitch over here into this gap. So yarn over and insert the hook around this post. Okay, yarn over, pull out the hook and yarn together, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We'll move on to the next row. So put one chain and turn your work, yarn over and insert a hook into the first gap and do a normal double crochet stitch. Okay, and you all will have confusion about the stitches. I'll explain you about this row, which in all stitches you have to put 1 or which in all stitches you have to put 2 times. In the beginning you always put a normal double crochet stitch in the first gap itself, and next thing you have to find out like this. What you have to do is, you can see a front post double crochet stitch like this. So when you keep like this is not front post double crochet stitch, but when you keep like this, because we are going to work like this, right, this way, so this direction, so this is looking like front post double crochet stitch, right, and this is also, and this one. Okay, you can see front post double crochet stitch like this. Okay, when you keep like this it won't be looking like that. I'm telling you again, when you keep like this it won't be looking like a front post double crochet stitch. So when you keep like this direction, you can see stitch as front post double crochet stitch. Okay, what you are going to do is, you have to put, and the next one is when you keep like this, when you keep this direction, you can see a front post double crochet stitch, right? So what you have to do is yarn over and insert the hook around this post and you have to do a front post double crochet stitch. Okay, and next we can see 2 stitches behind, right, and again one more front post double crochet stitch. And here what you have to do is, you can see 2 stitches behind. What you have to do is, you have to take yarn and have to insert the hook into the very next stitch and have to do a normal double crochet stitch. And next one looking same, right, so you have to put one more double crochet stitch into the top of that stitch too. And next one is looking like a front post, right, when you keep this direction. So what you have to do is, you have to put front post double crochet stitch, yarn over, insert the hook around this post and you have to do front post double crochet stitch. Okay, Next one, you can see 2 stitches behind. What you have to put? Normal double crochet stitch. So it's not looking like front post double crochet stitches, so you have to put normal double crochet stitches. That's all. So insert the hook into this gap and you have to put a normal double crochet stitch. And next one also looking same as the previous one. So insert the hook into this gap and you have to do one more double crochet stitch. And this one is looking like front post double crochet stitch, so you have to put front post double crochet stitch around this post. So yarn over, insert the hook around this post and you have to do front post double crochet stitch. Okay. Next one, normal, because this is not looking like front post double crochet stitches, so we don't want to put front post double crochet stitches into this stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into this stitch and you have to do a normal double crochet stitch. And again the same, yarn over, insert the hook into this stitch and you have to do a normal double crochet stitch. Next one looking like front post double crochet, right? So you have to put front post double crochet stitch. Next one, next 2 stitches are not looking like front post double crochet stitches, so we don't want to put front post double crochet stitches into this stitch. So yarn over and insert the hook into this stitch and have to put normal double crochet stitch. Next one also the same, normal double crochet stitch. Next one is looking like front post double crochet stitch, so insert the hook around this post and have to do front post double crochet stitch. Next 2 stitches are now looking like front post double crochet stitches, so we have to put normal double crochet stitches. So yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch and have to put normal double crochet stitch. Again another one double crochet stitch. Next one is looking like front post double crochet stitch, so yarn over and insert the hook around this post and have to do front post double crochet stitch. Next one not looking like front post double crochet stitches, yarn over, insert the hook into this gap and have to put normal double crochet stitch. Next one also not looking like front post double crochet stitch, so another normal double crochet stitch. Next one is looking like a front post double crochet stitch, so insert the hook around this post and I have to put front post double crochet stitch. Okay, so you have to continue like this till the end. So this end of the stitch also looking like front post double crochet stitch, right? So what you have to do is yarn over and insert the hook around this post and you have to do a front post double crochet stitch. Okay, so for the next row you have to put 1 chain and you have to turn your work and you have to continue the same way. Okay, yarn over, insert the hook into the first stitch itself and you have to do a normal double crochet stitch. And next one is not looking like a front post double crochet stitch, right? So you have to put normal double crochet stitch into this stitch on top of this stitch. So yarn over and you have to do a normal double crochet stitch. So next 2 stitches are looking like front post, right? So yarn over and insert the hook around this post and have to do front post double crochet stitch. This one also looking like front post double crochet stitch, so yarn over, insert the hook around this post and you have to do front post double crochet stitch. Next one is not looking like front post double crochet stitch, so you have to put normal double crochet stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into this gap and have to do normal double crochet stitch. And next two are looking like front post, right? So yarn over, insert the hook around this post and have to do a front post double crochet stitch. Next one also looking like front post double crochet stitch, so yarn over, insert the hook around this post and have to do front post double crochet stitch. So this is how you have to complete in the entire row. Hope you all learned how to do waffle stitches. If you like this video, please do like, share and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.